Hi Taurus, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com, and this is your monthly forecast for April 2015. Taurans, it's valid for you for all those who have your sun, moon and rising in Taurus. Now it's an extremely important month for you because it's a month of eclipses. We had a solar eclipse in March, and now we have a lunar eclipse on the 4th of April, and eclipses normally come in pairs and their effect lasts for about 6 months. Now we have all taken a collective sigh of relief since 17th March, and that's the time when Uranus, the planet of revolutionary change in Aries, made its 7th of 7 square angles in heaven with transformational Pluto in Capricorn. Now planets usually align with each other 3 or 5 times, but this has been an unusual 7-time lineup, which has been the pretty much the reason behind all the disorder, the chaos that has been there since 2012. Now in the calm after the storm, a lot of us should be feeling freer to pursue things that have got either railroaded or they've become stagnant, and it's a brilliant time wherein you will be able to pick up things without resistance. You will be able to complete your projects without much resistance. And the groundbreaking action of Pluto and Uranus has broken up and eroded a lot of attitude and pattern that could have kept you away from seeing newer and progressive possibilities that may be there. Now, as astrologically, a series of lunar and solar eclipse in 2015 will contribute to a greater exchange of ideas across the globe and concurrently heightened sense of turbulence. Now, during the eclipse periods, the weather may become more inclement and unpredictable, with sudden storms, flooding and subsequent long dry spells. The change-producing eclipses occur on March 20th, 4th of April, 13th of September and 23rd of September. We have a full moon total lunar eclipse on April the 4th, and this illuminates the conflict between me and you, between autonomy and sharing. It's a time to be clearing up past patterns that have been holding us back from personal fulfillment, particularly those that are relationship centered or that revolve around confidence, boldness and authenticity of the self. Now lunar eclipses, full moon lunar eclipses are normally very emotional. They are looked upon as emotional declarations as well, and these are when these happen and when they highlight a particular part of our chart, they don't really bring about newer clarity. It's just something that has been brewing on for a long time inside you, and it just comes to a fruition. So it's really maturity or maturing of that particular situation that has happened, and now it needs to get expressed or it needs to be dealt with. Now, the full moon lunar eclipse illuminates the conflict between me and you, between autonomy and sharing. This is a time to clear up the past patterns that have been holding us back from personal fulfillment, particularly those that are relationship centered or revolve around our confidence, boldness and authenticity of the self. Now there's going to be more work in these areas, but for now we are going to be experiencing a greater awareness of problems, especially lacks of flaws. Now this lunar eclipse, Taurans, is going to be giving you a cosmic push to make changes in your life that you could have been avoiding for the longest of time, and the areas of life activated by this by the particular eclipse sees a lot of dramatic changes, and which in turn allows your path to be more clearer and clarity as to what it is that you should be doing ahead. However, we again need to be keeping in mind that this is nothing new that is happening in your life. It is just something that has been going on. Emotions have been building up, and you have been thinking as to what is it that you need to be doing about it, and something will come to light. It will be more clear to you than it has been ever before, and this is a time to be getting in touch with your emotions, and you can get a fair idea of what to expect. For you Taurans, it's highlighting a part of your chart that speaks about health, and it speaks about daily routine, and you could use this surge of emotional energy to make positive changes in your routine. Do something to improve your work condition. If there are things that are annoying you around your work, if there are things that are annoying you about your health, it's really a time to get going onto that exercise regime or nutrition program that you have been promising yourself for the longest of time, or maybe something that you start and then you stop and then you start and you're not able to keep a balance over there. A work or a project at this point of time may also either begin or end for some of you. A physical or mental health issue might come to light, and a full moon lunar eclipse also shows the end of a bad health or a habit that could have been plaguing you for the longest. So a lot of you could manage to let go of a particular, whether it's an addiction or even if it's for some of you, if it has been you've been trying to cure yourself of a particular ailment, and this is a time that you'll finally find yourself being rid of it. This is also a time where a lot of you could decide to make that sudden change with your health, and you have a better chance of doing so, and especially if you've been planning about it for the longest of time and it's not really done on a whim. You can also change your work environment at this point of time if you've really been dissatisfied with it and there's been a strong desire to quit and do something else or work somewhere else. Make sure, of course, that you have a plan in place and it's not just a knee-jerk reaction. It speaks about a time where a lot of you could have been thinking about it, you could have been planning about it, you could have been wanting to do these things for the longest of time, but this is the time where you really get down to doing it. And on a positive note, some of you will manage to finish your work projects that you've been slaving away at for the longest of time, and your routine may seem more mundane to you than ever, and your desire to make a change may be higher than ever. So try and stick with the long-term plan that you have, Taurians. Don't be over emotional and crazed if you can't make the sudden overwhelming changes that you crave for at the moment. Be happy with a little. Bring some order into your life, and this also speaks about generally being more tidy and more organized. If your cupboards have been forever being in a mess, it's a time for you to be getting organized and sticking to it at least for a couple of months. This house also covers pets, so some of you may get a new pet at home, or there could be a certain concern about your pet. Maybe there's something happening with your pet and you could be concerned about it. Now this is a fantastic alignment. We have Jupiter. He has been retrograde for the last couple of months, and he is going direct on the April 8th, and he stays direct till August. Fantastic. And he's transiting a part of your chart that has to do with home. It has to do with people with whom you share your space. It has to do with your mother, because it's a house of Cancer, and you're likely to be seeing benefits around your home, your family, property, domestic comforts around the cycle, and more joy and enjoyment can be found when you're spending time with your family. You'll find just a sense of comfort. You're going to be loving being at home at this time, whether you're beautifying your house. Some of you could be investing in real estate, maybe a second house, maybe buying of a land. Some of you could just be redoing your house and making it more luxurious, making it more beautiful. A lot of you could also be spending time at your parents. Maybe you could be moving in with your parents for a little bit of time. Maybe your parents could be moving in with you for some time. And they could also be, it just speaks about a family reunion. Maybe all of you could be getting together at home. And it is also a time where you could be helping your parents financially as well, or you could expect that financial help from your parents at this point of time. And it's just a lovely time of being nurtured. It's a time of being nurtured, nurturing others, and especially your family members, and a stronger sense of psychological well-being may come right now, and you're going to be taking a lesser interest in the worldly pursuits during this time, and you're just going to be very happy, very content being at home or being at your nest. Now towards the end of the month, we have Pluto that is going retrograde, and around the 16th, and Pluto is all about death, destruction, power, sex, ambition, drive, but mostly of death and rebirth. And he's a god of non-superficial who tends to strip you down to bare bones to find who you really are behind that facade. And the strength that comes from Pluto transit is none like the other. He's the god of underworld, and really the god of takeaway, breakdown, and rebuild a more authentic you. And Pluto is going retrograde in a part of your chart that speaks about journeys. It speaks about foreign lands, higher education, religion and philosophy, and you will have a stronger than usual desire to explore these areas. Long distance travel is very, very possible for you, Taurians. You may run into controlling or difficult people in another country if you do travel. Some suddenly may find religion and pursue it with vigor, and you may find that at the end of this transit that you had a complete overhaul of your belief system. There's going to be a lot of, and Pluto is really not a gentle planet. When he comes, whether he's direct or he's retrograde, he has a mission that, you know, he ensures that you understand what he has to speak about. So it's again about authenticity. It's again about having that strength to rebuild yourself. It has to do with your belief system. It also has to do a lot with your travel. Now Mercury is going to be conjuncting Mars. This is happening on the 22nd of April, and it's happening in your first house. So it could make you pushy, aggressive. So use this energy carefully, Taurans, towards the end of the month. Try not to operate egotistically. Try not to be this really stubborn person and I know best and this is how I will operate. Try to find the mid ground. Try to find the balance. Collaborate and cooperate are true important messages for you towards the end of the month. Have a brilliant month. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. I'll see you soon, and thank you so much for watching.